So we're now on page 324 of the text. The Communist Constitution was amended to use Mao's thought as guiding ideology. They used the Yan'an period well invested in local development, also consolidating and unifying the party. Japan occupied much of northern and eastern China at this time. Soybean and its byproducts made up 80% of Manchurian, that's up in the northeast, and 59% of world production. Manchukuo was conceived as an empire with Puyi as the emperor. Heavy industrialization was promoted to make Manchukuo a showcase of Japanese industrial might. There was a large prison complex in Pingfang, close to Harbin, used for Japanese experimentation on prisoners from 1937 to 1945. Manchukuo played an important role in the making of Japan's colonial ideology. Mengjiang governor in Inner Mongolia was created in 1939 and issued its own currency. As Japanese law saw its military costs in China rise, it became imperative that the occupation begin to pay for itself. Wang Jingwei defected with a group of peace advocates to Hanoi to pursue a peaceful resolution to the Japanese occupation. Wang's collaborationist government controlled most of the occupied areas from 1940 to 1945. There's a picture of Wang Jingwei. The outbreak of World War II in Europe in 1939 ultimately changed China's international position. In late 1939, Japan renewed its efforts to defeat Chiang Kai-shek's government. Chiang was looking for new allies, potentially the USA. The China-Burma India theater of war was established, with Chiang as its supreme commander. The USA sent supplies and military equipment via an airlift over the Himalayas called the Hump. In 1942, the United States sent General George Stilwell, fluent in Chinese, to Chongqing. And there's a picture of Stilwell. Stilwell often was in direct conflict with Chiang, referring to him as the Peanut. Stilwell accused his Chinese counterparts of unwillingness to go into battle, of cowardice, corruption, and incompetence. Chiang attended the Cairo Conference in 1943, the only international war effort conference where China was represented. Chiang pleaded for more help, but the USA and Britain sent just enough supplies to make life hard for the Japanese. In 1944, Anglo-American forces set out to retake Burma, which had been occupied by Japan since 1942. The ground campaign, led by Stilwell, failed due to disagreements between Stilwell and Chiang. There were some hard-won successes against Japan in the Battle of Mitkinya. Ichigo campaigned from 1944 to February 45. There were 500,000 Japanese fought against 700,000 Chinese nationalist soldiers. And here's a picture of Chinese-American troops in this battle. Chinese had a string of defeats and lost more territory to the Japanese. Increased American bombing of the Japanese homeland caused Japan to halt this campaign. The secession of Outer Mongolia was China's most substantial territorial loss in the 20th century. The CCP began liberating Japanese-held territory and obtained large amounts of arms and ammunition from disarmed Japanese troops. The Chinese Civil War was never purely domestic, always had a significant international dimension. And I'll stop here and we'll continue in the next part.